sorry to go back, I think to our last hour. You told us that you've previously yelled at and sworn at journalists before. Have you ever threatened a journalist or an editor physically?
Never.
Have you ever threatened a journalist or editor regarding their career prospects?
No.
Have you ever threatened journalist or editor with discipline that they would receive from their own publication?
The only thing that could occur to me is sometimes when you are having a debate with a reporter, which is a big part of every spokesperson's job, whatever the party or Hill administration, you can sometimes say, I think that something you are considering claiming is at odds with the facts. Here is why, here is public information, or you have heard from somebody who was on hand for the events under discussion, and that if you made that claim and it was demonstrably untrue, it would not look good, or it would not be appreciated. I have had things of that nature said to me by journalists, right? Like, if you say X, like, I don't think your bosses would be super happy, right? But it's not my style to threaten people like that.
Have you ever threatened a journalist or an editor with future access to admin officials?
Like the AP, maybe?
I'm sorry?
Like the AP, maybe? Sorry, go ahead.
Would you like an interview, counselor? We can
No,
bring you back.
you could talk to your colleagues about the AP and the press pool, but go ahead.
I do think that is a fair point when the current president is suing the Wall Street
I'm asking
Journal.
about you, sir.
No, I know. But I think that if the current president is suing the Wall Street Journal for outing elements
Once
of his
again, sir,
relationship
I would
with
ask that
Jeffrey
you just-
Epstein,
Actually, you may not like his answer, but let him finish.
I would ask that he answer my question.
Finish your answer.
the current president is suing the Wall Street Journal because they detailed that he wrote a disgusting letter to Jeffrey Epstein that said, "May every day be another beautiful secret." And I do not think that anything I have ever done in my life could come remotely close to how unethical that is.
Okay, now I would like you to answer my original question, which was, have you ever threatened a journalist or editor with future access or pulling back future access to admin officials?
The only thing that occurs to me is if someone had demonstrated a pattern of hiding relevant facts or of being over the top in their negativity to the degree that we did not trust them to be fair about their representation of people, we could then consider being less liberal in the way that we granted interviews, but that would have to be based on a very significant set of events, and I would not consider that to be a threat. I would consider that to be a reasonable caution about, hey, you left out a really important thing that our top person for whatever issue said, and that fundamentally changed the meaning. So how could we trust that if we do this kind of thing again, there won't be that kind of distortion? And I think that's fair.
Did you ever take that action toward anyone at the New York Times?
We had no shortage of disagreements with the New York Times. I am not remembering a specific moment with someone there.
Did you ever take that action with anybody at the Wall Street Journal?
We disagreed strongly, as I noted, with the way the story, and I believe May of last year, was done. or June of last year was done. However, in dealing with those same reporters, we connected them with senior administration officials, even though we had strong feelings.
Did you ever advise anybody in the administration not to speak with those reporters?
I remember encouraging colleagues in the administration to speak with them.
Did you ever tell anybody in the administration not to speak with them?
Not that I remember.
Did you ever, I won't use threaten, did you ever take action to limit a journalist's ability to access administration officials, and that journalist was from the Washington Post?
There were plenty of moments where we disagreed with Washington Post, and I think that could be said of any modern administration, but I don't remember doing anything of that kind.
How about Politico?
Same answer.
AP?
Same answer.
Reuters?
The same.
Do you remember any specific instance where you communicated to anybody in the administration not to speak with a reporter?
There were definitely some times where I did that, and that has happened in every modern administration.
Did you ever direct or advise anybody in the administration not to speak to a reporter about President Biden's health, age, or ability to do the job?
I was, I think, quite an evangelist for the individuals who worked with him most closely, sharing their perspectives on him. As we've been talking about, we would work to provide people who could speak very credibly about what it's like to work with him most closely. So I want that to be clear, that I was working to ensure more interviews like that happened. The only situation that I can see where I would do that was if we thought someone had demonstrated such bad faith that they could not be trusted to accurately report on the thrust of what was told.
Did that ever happen?
I don't remember a particular instance, but on almost any major issue, there are going to be times where a reporter who has shown themselves to be less than fair reaches out to one of your colleagues, and they will often tell the press office. Some of them won't, but that would happen on a variety of issues. I want to be clear about that, but I am not remembering a specific moment.